everything.
All right.
All right. So now we're getting to the final topic of discussion, which is the email question of the day, which I'm making an executive decision, Hardy, and picking it my damn self because I think it's because I think this is probably the best one out the bunch.
Okay.
Do you think GameStop has a future, or will it be one of the next chain stores we see closing its doors?
I was not expecting to talk about this. This is out of fucking left field. I like this.
Can I head this up?
Go ahead.
Oh, you start off.
Go ahead.
All right. Number one, I want to start this from an unorthodox standpoint and say, most people do not know how fast their internet is.
Mm-hmm.
Most average consumers, who are the people who probably buy more of the physical releases from the large chain stores such as GameStop, we have to remember we're judging certain things from the pedestal of we're hardcore gamers who are a part of the lifestyle of being a gamer to the fullest extent.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the way that we consume things, even though there are people that play games, there are people who play games and gamers. And people who play games are still going to buy games from Walmart and games from GameStop and other, brick and mortar stores that they're used to buying pieces of merchandise from.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people get pissed off because they have substandard internet and they're trying to download a digital game and it's taking 12 hours, then you got to install it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people, that is a big factor that makes people actually just go to the store and buy the disc.
Right.
And I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think that GameStop's business practices
need to change.
If another company comes up, or if these independent regional game chains start to get bigger, then GameStop is in trouble.
Yes.
GameStop's business practices are its biggest enemy. It's not the fact that games are becoming wider digital distribution wise. It's because people have lost faith in GameStop's business model.
God
yeah,
damn, because on fucking point.
Because I for one. Go ahead.
Another thing is the digital downloads. That's what's causing GameStop to slowly be shut off.
No. Like Clay said, dude. It's not digital downloads. I mean, probably in certain areas, like I want to say California,
downloads is definitely snatching a percentage.
Yeah,
they're definitely snatching a percentage.
Only in certain parts of America.
But the majority of people who own game systems, probably, I would say, 65-70% of people still buy physical discs.
Yes. And like Clay said, with GameStop's business practices, because they are a corporate entity, they're going to push these bullshit quotas on the stores. Because I used to work at a GameStop. And
I remember the what was that quota that you had to meet? That what did they call it? What they call Kotaku may have had an article on it.
Kotaku did have a article on it, but it was I can't remember it off the top of my head.
It was about pre-orders and how used games didn't do anything for you. You had to buy
the Circle of Life.
The Circle of Life thing, yeah, the Circle of Life.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
See, because me for one, as a consumer, the only time I go to GameStop is when I buy is if I'm buying a used copy of a physical game.
Right.
That I can't get online, or that is only specific to one console. I don't go there to buy new games. I get even if I didn't have a PC, I could find a better deal online or on Amazon or something and get it shipped to me. Than I could go into the physical store. Secondly, the merchant the merchandise. I don't pre-order shit. But either way, the markup that happens on all the merchandise inside the store that isn't the game itself is fucking ridiculous. Because I remember going in there, I saw this Pokemon this Pokeball backpack there that was for $15. When I went online to Amazon, I saw that shit was only worth $8. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, I'm not buying shit from them because they do markups like crazy. Not doing that, that's also killing them. Secondly, anybody that's honestly working at GameStop, I can understand if your job market is just like really ass and that's all you could get. But for the most part, GameStop is one of those corporations, one of those companies that mainly should focus on hiring younger people. And have managers be the older people, because that's a transitional job, to be honest with you. First of all, they don't get paid enough at all. Second of all, their hours are shitty, and no manager wants to give more than part-time to anybody, because then you'd have to pay for full-time and you have to get the benefits and all that shit. And don't no company want to do that. They put too much stock into pre-orders, which people are not doing pre-orders
anymore.
They're not doing anymore because you get shafted. You get shafted. And
then pre-order bonuses are stuff that end up being available to everybody else eventually.
Exactly. And not only that, but I have had like maybe 3-4 people that I know work at GameStop, and they have told me, it was like, yeah, you can pre-order this game, but we guarantee you that you ain't going to get it new in the first place, because we probably already used it. Either that or your pre-order bonus is gone missing.
Let me tell you about that bullshit with the new games. So, it is required.
Yo, yeah, I remember this.
You have to play the game. Like, if let's say like this next hit game, the next Call of Duty, right? It comes out.
Right.
The store orders enough copies based over pre-orders, plus probably like 5 or 10 over. More than that for Call of Duty, just to be safe. And then the store is giving out of that shipment for just the store to sell, out of that shipment, 5 of those, or whoever, I'm not even going to hide, 3 of those games are cut open and distributed to people who wants to who are in the store as used, so people can actually play and have some knowledge about the game. They've gone and taken that back away though, because that expose that came out kind of tarnished that idea from that practice, and now they make sure that people go online and research stuff. Right. But still, the store owner still gets their own private copy to then resell throughout the store.
Yep.
Yeah. And on one hand, if you look at it, it's kind of a good thing, because they want their employees to be informed about the product that they're selling to people, and especially when it's a game that is basically designed to be pushed corporately. Like, this is the new product of the fall season, and we need this to be blowing the doors off. Yeah, you want like people to be informed about what they're selling, but at the same time, it also kind of tarnishes their image as far as like what's new and what's used.
Yeah, definitely.
And how much you charging for it.
Yeah, because I mean, even back in the heyday, where you had EB Games and then GameStop, and then like also Funko Land, and then also the subsection that was Hollywood Videos, Game Crazy,
which not even that, pawn shops
too. Yes,
independent game vendors, like small shops that had imports. There was a lot
the
of
moms and pops. Yeah,
there was a lot of competition. You know what I mean? And it made everybody's business practices better, because like if you ain't messing with GameStop and you're not an online order, or you don't live in an area where you can do certain things digitally, what are you going to do? You're just going to go to GameStop or go to Walmart. And
and like even when it comes to GameStop and stuff like that, a lot of people don't even go to like when it comes to mom and pop shops. I love mom and pop shops, because you're always dealing with the same person at the same time, and you can actually build up a consumer, business owner relationship with that type of person, and possibly even become friends. Hell, at a couple mom and pop shops, I've gotten shit for free. And like,
but see, I've also done that with GameStop as well before I actually got hired.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing about it though. For the consumers at GameStop, a lot of the people go on certain days when their favorite person is working behind the register, because they don't form a bond with GameStop. They form a bond with the employee working there.
The employees with me in my case, because I was cool with everybody that worked there. Yep.
Exactly.
But anyway. But yeah, you're totally correct on the whole mom and pop, like building trust between the consumer and the consumee. because that is like a key aspect. Because there's a little shop called Game Time. Show you the card real quick that I go to, and these people have always treated me nice. Like I fucking brung in like my broken 360 when they had broke the first time, and they repaired that shit for a very decent price. It was like what, $35 when he would charge everybody else $50.
That's not bad.
Cause me and him were really fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that keeps you in that loop and keeps bringing my business back to that place. Because if he ever gets a fucking like, I'm still looking for like a sealed copy of Chrono Trigger that I don't want to buy online. I do not want to buy it online because it's going to probably cost my left and right testicle to buy that shit.
Yeah.
But if you
left arm probably.
That too.
Yeah, man. It'll cost you. It'll cost you everything, man.
A good grip.
Your whole lower half of your body is gone.
And both my kidneys. But anyway, if he was to have it at his shop, I would go there and I would pay my left, right, and the middle shaft just to get it from him because
he'd probably call you as soon as he got it.
Yeah. Just to let you know before anybody came in asking about it, just in case.
Because he sold me a special edition DSi. I'm gonna go pull it up, but yeah, like he called me up as soon as he got that shit in the shop. Like, yo, Cleve, I know you wanted this special DSi, man. I finally got one in. It's like, I'll be there in fucking 5, my dude. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Like and it doesn't even have to be with business companies, because even when it comes to me and my vaping, I have a vape shop right across the street from me. I have a vape shop a mile away from me. I have a vape shop a half a mile away from me, and I have a vape shop 3 dials down from me. We have like 5 vape shops down here for some fucking reason.
Wow.
But the one that's closest to me, those people treat me so well. When I didn't have a coil and they didn't have any coils for my fucking vape, as soon as they got one, they called me, and then he threw in an extra one for free. Just because of how good I am as a customer. Like, come on.
I have a similar experience.
I like building relationships with employees. Like, that's a really good thing. Like, I remember, well, even though I don't do this anymore, I think only one time I did a GameStop tournament here in my local area. We did let me see. Even though it was only once, we did a Madden 2005 tournament, and actually we had 32 entries, which pretty much maxed out everything.
Oh wow!
And we played it for, let me see, we actually played it until closing time. So pretty much it was really fast. But unfortunately, I only did it once. That was the sad part, because the guy doesn't work there anymore.
Are you guys talking about like in-game GameStop tournaments?
No, this wasn't in-game. This was my idea. I brought it up.
Okay,
because you ran it in the GameStop store.
Yeah, because I've hosted a few in my.
But but this was an employee that worked there for years, so he was okay with it. But then the sad thing is, I only did it once. He didn't work there anymore, and I tried to ask, like, can I do this, like, more often, which was refused because I don't know, because I guess they didn't want the practice.
It depends on the manager, like the manager of the store. Because the store I worked at, we held tournaments like for fucking Call of Duty, Halo when it dropped, and Street Fighter 4 and Super Street Fighter 4 when they dropped.
Mm-hmm. I have a story about GameStop, and then Clay had something too. Go ahead, Clay.
Oh, hold on, I wasn't finished.
Let me finish real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Hardy.
No, the thing is, the owner didn't want to do it again. I for some reason, I don't know why, because it was making some kind of, like, a little profit off. I'm telling you, can make some profit off this. People would keep on coming by. Maybe not even just play Madden. They could, like, some one day drop by, just like, oh, I don't want to enter Madden, I want to play some games, like something like that. But whatever.
Well, just to add on to what you were saying, Hardy, it's like one of the oldest tips that they give you in business. The first step is to get them in the store.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they might have came to play Madden, but they're like, hey, you know what? I do need a new memory card, or I do need a new controller, or I do need this, or I do need that. They're already there, so you know what I mean. But I have a similar experience. I actually built up a cordial relationship with the owner of an arcade in Cincinnati.
Ooh.
Named Jesse. He runs actually multiple arcades under the name Arcade Legacy. He like he does a lot of tournaments. He has an arcade / video game store, and he has a lot of things, Super Famicom, like, you know, a lot of hardcore stuff. Like, if you're looking for something specific, that's one of the places you would want to go. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and we were playing CVS2 on one of his machines at his spot in the deadest mall ever in Cincinnati. Like, it's literally a dead mall, but whenever there's tournaments, it's like popping. Like, there's mad people in there. But
oh shit,
we were playing CVS2 on one of his setups, and he had, like, they weren't Sunwall sticks, they had ball tops on them or whatever.
So he got like fucking
like
a Japanese.
But it was like some weird stick that I had never played with before.
Oh wow.
And you know, I'm sitting there and I'm doing geese higher figure eights, like, super easy on these sticks, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck kind of sticks are these? He's like, oh, some shit that I bought somewhere, blah blah blah. And then he goes, and like, you know, like, yeah, I would buy one of these. Like, it just is an offhand comment. So he goes, you know, we're still sitting there walking around playing games or whatever. He comes back and he has brand new one of those sticks. Sells it to me for like $19 or something. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yo.
Like, just off the straight love type dip. You know what I mean? Like, and every time, like, you know, every time he has a tournament, like, you know, he always invites me on Facebook. He always, like, you know, lets the people in my city know that stuff's going on, and always invites us out, and, you know, rolls out the red carpet for us in a manner whenever we come out there. You know, like, so yeah, bro, like, at the end of the day, we're all people. If you work at GameStop, if you work as a road worker, like, you know, we're all people. Life is about relationships. And
that's so true.
You know what I mean? I feel like GameStop, because that's how game stores used to be. Like, there used to be certain people that worked at game stores, and, like, certain people that you could relate to and talk to. And then GameStop came in and tried to become Walmart and turned it into, like, just, yeah, we got these games, pre-order these games. Hey,
I mean, like, I got a story myself though too about GameStop and about just like public relationships and shit. Back when I was homeless when I was 12, I was living out of a hotel, well, actually a motel. Right down the street from me, there was this little, like, mini fucking, what do they call them? Like a strip mall. A strip mall.
Okay.
And they had a GameStop there, and at the time I didn't have any games or anything. You know, I'm just sitting in this hotel room doing nothing because I couldn't even watch the TV because, you know, whatever. But so I would just literally just go out there and I would be in GameStop from like 2 o'clock till close, just playing on the little kiosk. And I built a relationship up with those guys there while I was 12 and everything. And we bonded a little bit, and to help me out, they actually gave me a used PSP.
Wait. So they pitched in money and bought it for you, or they just gave it to you?
They just gave it to me.
That's what's up.
They just gave me a used PSP because they just, you know, they knew my situation. They knew I didn't have a home or anything like that, and I'm just still going to school, living out of this damn motel. So, you know, to help me out, they did that, and I was just like, bruh, like, that's the shit. Like,
yeah. Like, I mean, ain't nothing better than bringing a little bit of joy into a child's life, especially when they're going through something tough that they can't control.
Exactly,
right, man. That's some real shit, man.
Big ups to those people.
But you know what? The biggest problem is not the people themselves. It's these fucking corporations.
Corporations.
It's corporations and policies and shady business practices. Like,
yeah.
And the transitional managers too.
Yes.
Yeah.
But see, then again, those people are like higher up the chain. Man. They don't give a damn about the people below them.
None of them. Yeah.
Like you've been hearing a lot of these things about Steam recently. Like, a lot of these people writing these articles about Steam and everything too, but it's like,
right,
I don't know, like,
they're slowly transitioning. I mean, they still haven't got on the stock market yet, thank God. Oh, thank God. But they're slowly transitioning to more of a corporate culture because Gabe is being less and less hands-on with everything now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you know, stuff gets big, man, and it has to be what it has to be. But
yeah, that's the unfortunate thing.
But you know, they brought a certain stabilization to the PC gaming market.
Right.
They made it easier for somebody like this is my first gaming PC. You know what I'm saying? I've always been pretty much a power user with a computer and know how to actually use a computer for real, but I never had nothing this good, you know? And at the end of the day, good prices, convenience, ability to use games from different generations all on the same machine, like a PC is a great tool to have. And they made it easier for you to keep all your games in the same place and get all your games from the same.
You also have all these different places to get games from too, not just Steam though, which is a great thing that the market has opened up.
But Origin
but that's part of what they're saying. Like, yeah, there are these things, but are there really these things? Like, because at the end of the day, most of it comes back to Steam.
Yeah,
that's true.
Because like even if you do buy it from somewhere else, it's still gonna run off Steam usually.
Yeah, because like 9 times out of 10, if I go get something off of Good Old Games or fucking some fourth
or CD
site,
Keys or somewhere,
I'm dropping that shit in Steam. So
yeah, it's a Steam code. Yeah, exactly.
Steam is the Xbox Live PlayStation Network of PC.
Yeah, it is.
And that's how it needed to be in order for PCs to grow on the same trajectory as far as online play and making it accessible to average computer users. We've all been there. We've all been there back in the day, and even still today with some emulators where we're trying to play some games that really don't have good net placement.
Like Naomi still.
Yeah. You know, IP addresses and opening ports. Like people don't.
Oh yeah, the little Quake days, man.
Yeah, and even now, Steam actually has a tab for the tools, and they have dedicated servers for certain games that you can get on there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in reality, GameStop ain't going nowhere. If they really make a conscious effort to pay attention to their consumer base and change their business practices and maybe become a little bit more fair, because let's face it, a corporation is always going to be out for
the highest profit,
all about the monies, and it has to be, yeah.
But they can make strides to make the relationship between the corporation and the consumers better than it has been in the past. Y'all got exposed, so y'all got to change it up now.
Yeah,
like
seriously.
Digital distribution is making up a larger chunk of the market, but at the same time, brick and mortar is still brick and mortar. Some people want to go to the store, walk in, pay for what they want, and walk out with it right then and there.
The only way I see like GameStop fucking falling off the face of the earth is if one or two things happen. A bunch of competitors or a better competitor comes out and just, gives better customer service, better pricing, and better trade-in value, or like the whole entire United States gets fiber optic internet.
Yeah,
that's the only two ways to see GameStop.
I'm waiting for that day.
Yeah, and then at that point, physical game releases become a cottage industry.
Yep.
AT&T. I'm scared.
Yeah, because at the current state of affairs, with as far as ISPs go, not everybody has a supportive connection. If they do, the caps are absurdly ridiculous.
And they're only going to get worse.
The games are too big. Games are too big.
I'll give you two perfect examples right now. Grand Theft Auto 5, Elder Scrolls Online. I'm gonna tell you right now, Grand Theft Auto 5 is just behind Elder Scrolls Online. ESO, after everything, is 100 gigs. Grand Theft Auto 5 is about 64. 64. So that's like right in second place. And I
deleted Grand Theft Auto, right?
Yeah.
And then off of just that space, I was able to put 3 more full games on my library.
There you go.
Brutal Legend, Brutal Legend. Shit, let me open my Steam real quick. Brutal Legend, Tekken 7, and Last Remnant. I was able to put on there.
See, there you go. With the way these ISPs are capping people off, and it's like they're making the unilateral decision to not only charge exuberant prices for poor service with their internet, the caps aren't going to hold up. And there's a lot of people that will play on PC, get games off Steam, mostly programs or whatever. But it's the stuff that you get off Steam that will end up using the cap. So until the infrastructure as a whole changes with multiple ISPs, then brick and mortar stores, mom and pop shops, and including GameStop can't really go anywhere. But with the gaming business model, it's still leaning towards all these massive patches, massive release patches. Oh, let's not forget Dead Rising 3. That shit was absurd with their fucking release size too, which a lot of people, I can't remember where I found it.
Dead Rising 3 or Dead Rising 4?
No, it was 3.
3.
4 was small as fuck.
Yeah, Capcom actually learned from that one because a lot of people were complaining that there's mostly people who had poor connections or low caps, that they were running out of data trying to just get that one game.
And then that's $10 more, $10 more, $10 more to that fucking bill.
Yep. It's for like between $10 and $30 for every other gigabyte downloaded. Who has the money for that?
Nah, it wasn't every other gigabyte. It was every 10 gigabytes. I think.
It's every 10. It's every 10. Well, it depends on the ISP though. Cause
ISP, yeah. Because my ISP Cox charges $10 more for 10 gigabytes.
And luckily, Comcast only charges me $10 for every 50 I go over.
Yeah.
We don't have Comcast down here.
That's because this is different fucking because they got everything seculated up right now before they do that big merger.
ISP is every ISP is different.
We don't get
for
cap.
now.
We don't get cap for now up here.
Yeah.
Oh, you lucky ducky.
All I got is Spectrum. All I got is Spectrum here, which is a crappy service.
So I mean, luckily I haven't had like $150 bill yet, but I've had 130s just on internet.
Yeah.
Just going off caps.
That's nonsense. Like how do they like?
How big is your cap, bro?
No,
my
it's like
cap?
a circle.
Yeah.
I think my cap is either between 150 or 200 gigabytes a month.
Get the fuck out of here! My cap's 500, B.
Dude, bro, I'm sitting on like a 1 tetra right now for a cap, bro, and I'm with Cox.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It's for here, yeah. I think it's like 250. I think it's like 250 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sitting on a 1 tetra, bro.
Yeah, and like my bill is 110 just off stat for my internet. And
My
even
bill
then,
is 110.
and even then, as you can see, I can only stream in 480p because my upload speed is not the speed that it's supposed to be.
I'm paying $100 and I'm at the premier tier, bro.
I'm at the premier tier too, so
why
I get.
Are you paying so much for such a horrible quality of service, dude?
Look, dude,
I'm able to do 720. I'm able to do the 720 and 1080, bro.
Well, look, my bill, my speed is supposed to be, I think, 150 down, and then 50 up. Right. But I normally only get from between like 5 to 10.
Yeah,
on the
bro.
up.
You need to go ahead and talk with him, bro.
I've tried to settle it a lot, and it's just my area. My area has a poor connection quality.
Then they need to go ahead and upgrade. They need to upgrade the lines and the services in that area before it can get better.
Exactly, and they're probably not going to do that because this is a poor area town.
Yeah, I mean that's just unacceptable. How much are you paying again?
110.
No.
And you're getting, bro. That sounds like you should be paying $60 for that kind of speed.
No. If I'm paying 60, I'm only getting 80 down and 3 up.
Oh, that's ridiculous, bro. And we got the same fucking ISP, bro. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
man.
but it's like, state laws, like, because the internet still falls under telecommunication laws, and
right.
some telecommunication laws vary state by state.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've had this man literally put up a whole separate line on the pole for me to try to get my best internet as possible, and it didn't work.
Wait. Modem, is it a DOCSIS 3 dual band? That also makes the difference too. If you ain't got that, you need to go ahead and talk with them.
Well, where would I see that information at? Is it on the back or the front?
It should be on the back.
All right, let me
Oh,
see.
yeah, I got the same one, Clay. I got the same exact one, Clay.
Yeah,
Or
that was
check-
the one that was causing me to be disconnected in the middle of podcast like 4 or 5.
Oh shit.
or just
That's
look
the
up.
box.
I don't
Look for the model number and look it up at cox.net, and you'll be able to tell if it's dual band. Because if it's dual band or it's a gigabit modem, then yeah, you should be getting the speeds you're paying for. Because I have a DOCSIS 3.0 gigabit modem, so I'm getting the speeds I'm paying for.
Okay, so I see the model number right here. Where would I go to put this in?
You can, if you go to cox.net and check the hardware, it'll tell you the name of the hardware, and it should tell you what type you have.
All right.
If not, just do a search online for that particular model, and it'll tell you if it's a gigabit modem or not, and if it tells you if it supports DOCSIS 3.0. DOCSIS 3.0 is the current standard right now, to where it supports faster connections, so you get what you pay for. You're supposed to be getting way faster than that, man.
Shit, I'm going to.
Trust
Okay,
me.
so
Anyway,
Yeah.
we're getting off topic here.
My bad.
But that also ties into the reason why GameStop ain't going nowhere, because internet is not consistently fast enough over the whole area in order to necessitate full digital distribution or push physical distribution to such a small segment of the market where it can't function like it used to.
Especially in areas where they have a lot of gamers that don't have the type of connections that we have, and they're stuck with satellite too. That's even worse.
Yeah, like rural areas. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because you know there's a lot of gamers all over the place that want to go ahead and play with other people, but their connection can't support it. And if they're stuck with satellite, then yeah, they still have to rely on places like GameStop to get their gaming fix. But it's unfortunate when the game they want to play requires a consistent, always on connection, like The Division. Perfect example.
And I have that too.
Destiny.
Oh man, that too.
Skyforge.
For Honor.
Oh, fuck Skyforge. I hate that update.
A lot of games to name. A lot of games to name.
Still in all though, I mean, like closing parts of the argument is basically GameStop ain't going nowhere no time soon.
It needs to, but you know, wishful.
And it needs to fucking fix its business practices, or we need to fucking pool our money together and make something better.
I'm still mad at them for the fact that I traded in a PlayStation 1
and we lost
32 games. And I'm
So
like,
someone
Say that again.
break a plate just right now?
Say that again, Clay. Jawan, say that again.
I traded in a PlayStation 1, 4 controllers, a multi-tap, 5 memory cards, and 32 games, and all I got was $13 for it.
Oh, fuck no.
Fuck that shit.
No, man. That does not sound right.
Wait.
Man, we're gonna go.
Yo, if you did that at GameStop, they do that. They do it intentionally. My buddy is a manager at the GameStop down the street from my place. They do it intentionally and then mark up the price.
Yep.
That's how they survive, though.
Yep.
Yeah, and man, I wish you should have just hit me up. I would have bought that shit off you and gave you a fair price. I'm in the retro gaming market right now before it gets too big and niggas start charging crazy prices for stuff.
Yeah, it was disappointing. I was like, damn, y'all used to be on point with that. Now y'all are just lowball a bitch for real.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's not even lowball. It's fucking ooh.
Johnny Cage punch in the balls, basically at that point. Yeah.
That's like, $13. You want to fight about it?
Also,
With all that being said, I think the podcast is done for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Let's go ahead and get the roundup one more time. Hardy, where can people find you?
always, as always, you can go to my Facebook, my Twitter, also my YouTube. It's always Asian Pikachu 215, AZNPIKACHU 215, and don't forget to join our Facebook group page, which is on the link.
Juwan?
Easiest peasy. JTBChronicles.com on WordPress. All my links to all my social media outlets are there.
The last man on WordPress.
I know, right?
Clay, where can the people find you?
You can find me on SoundCloud /Kid Sugoi KIDSUGOI. Link to my other pages on there as well. You can find me on Facebook under Kid Sugoi KIDSUGOI once again. And that's about it.
Lionel?
You can go ahead and find me at my website, DV's Mugen Works, at dvmugen.dost.lobby.net. You can also find me on Twitter.com/ObserverDark. You can also find me on YouTube.com/DarkValentine1984.
Cleveland?
You can look up BlazinTre, BLAZINTRE, all one word, on YouTube. Blazin_Tre on Twitch and Twitter. And also you can come get ganked at the Ganked Gaming Group on Facebook, where we talk about everything gaming, multiplayer games.
And you can find me on twitch.tv/DatHatMan.
If you're not already watching.
Yeah, well, if you're already watching, you're already on my YouTube probably as well. DatHatMan with an extra N. You can find me on Twitter, the same thing. And yeah, that's about it for the podcast, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate y'all, and we're signing out for tonight. We'll see you next week, same time, same place.
Play
Peace out,
Tekken 7.
And play Tekken 7.
Get Tekken 7, please.
All right, y'all.